welcome back, guys, to Owl003, where I am mapping the matrix one target at a time. And today, I have a target. It's the Malaysian flight, and I'll read you the exact tasking. Now, Crypto Viewing just did this target. I just took a look at their video. There's a lot of corroborating data with what they have. There's some other stuff I have in here as well. I don't know what their exact tasking, but here's mine. My guess is what would be similar. The remote viewer will focus in on the disappearance of the Malaysia Flight 370. He will collect the data on what happens to the plane and where the plane and subjects are at. So here we go. So I get the structure, life form. There's an ideogram. So I'm getting multiple structures. I'm getting like a in energy kind of early on. AOL break electric, radiating, warm, heat, AOL break heat, AOL break plume, yellow, flashing, dim. So I get an AOL. The AOLs are really interesting. So AOL break structural integrity. Separated, grinding sounds, wavy. So I'm getting like smoky, steamy. AOL break, ornate weaponry. So again, this energy, sliding tall blue. AOL break, substation. AOL break like multiple witnesses. Okay. So I'm here. I get like this idea of like confined space. Something sneaky about this guy. Like gripping tightly. AOL break ambiguity. AOL break stealth operator. So I felt there was some subsurface aspect to this target that I kept, like wanted to get to the root of. So anyway, I'm like AOL on the stuff, interplanetary armament. Delusional. Okay. Okay, this feels ornate. I'm getting this sense of like an alabaster. Weapon of mass destruction, intelligence. I'm getting this idea of a global phenomena. Earth frequency, electrostatic. Okay. So I have a dominant force. And I got a sense of domain. Okay. And I got radar here, but again, I'm getting this subsurface. Okay, so heat exchange. I felt like research had something to do with this. Okay, so what's most noteworthy about this target? I get destructive, speech pattern, service records, and uprising. Non-essentials. Okay, I got this idea of an existential threat. Show me what's pertinent to the tasking. Okay. AOL signal, like signals going out. AOL break trespass. I got this idea of a deterrent. There is something about this target that is heavily enforced. This idea, somebody here feels estranged. You have captivated. Sad. AOL break captive. Okay. So deterrent. Personnel. Policing, enforcing. Totalitarian government. Totalitarian. I can't even say it. Policing, enforcing, exclusivity, level of importance, records, structural integrity. That's the topic. Closure, tapestry of illusion, corrupt engagement, stealth operation, stealth operative. So I stage 5 speech pattern. I get the personnel, resolve, Aryan resolve, calculation, design, monologue, witness testimony, disclosure, reckless behavior, Reaganomics, and episodic downfall. Okay. So again, tangibles I get non-essentials. Hybrid. AOL signal, master of ceremonies. Okay, collective, encampment. Masonic. This idea of trust, trustworthy. I sense event, an event. It's the chaos. I have a sense of a phenomena, a perturbation. Burned shelter. Someone feels reluctant about this. Okay, so this idea of indigenous, sensor placement, centralized, atmospheric conditioning, highly guarded. So non-essentials, supply, tributary time, longevity, applied sciences, optic nerve, endorphins release. Feeling of reservation. I'm getting a penetrating action. Aquatic. Stern. Like answering a very difficult question. Okay. This is weird. I feel like I got this guy. It's almost like he was detecting me snooping around into this. The smell feels hypnotized by something or someone. Sovereignty, interplanetary adjustment, a timetable, like a masquerade. I feel like this has something to do with the disclosure process. AOL break space base. Okay, so here's what it's like for me to navigate this target, because one of those is like I just have all this. It's like it was like the magician with the never-ending handkerchief trick. Like you just keep pulling, and it just never ends. It just keeps unraveling. So, and I'm doing this one solo, I think. So I don't. So I'm kind of carrying the load of the whole thing, which I do a lot. So it's fine. But anyway, so you get a lot of noise, whatever. But anyway, I felt like there's something below here that's significant, because I'm getting the sense of this attack, but then I'm following these jets back to this massive like underground base or something. So we'll get into it. AOL break, immensely powerful, elevated, broad, dense. Okay, I feel a sense of immense trepidation. Infrared technology. AOL forestall, AOL mobile infantry. AOL break land-based attack. So I had a sense there was like stuff above me happening. Almost like explosion going off above me. Okay, so taking out the troops. Okay, this seems hasty. I had a sense of extremely exotic and powerful weaponry here. A heat resistant. I had plumes. High tolerance for heat. A heat exchange emitter. like arcane principle or something. I don't know what that word is. Arcane principle. Okay, so I have radio silence. This feels discreet. I've got a sense of a viable solution. Consequence. Ultrasonic weaponry. Again, somebody here feels estranged. This feels reactionary, like a human burden, creepy. An oscilloscope, tangibles. Like just weird shit here. Okay, so weapons to go to war. This is signal. I got a sense of a ready room, a tactical advantage. People here living in isolation. So again, I am finding myself what I feel like is like a base or something, like a military base. Weapons everywhere. Holographic interfaces, hardware, industrious, AOL signal, busy bees, war ready. I felt like there were Masonic tapestries around me. This is well hidden. Kept getting this sense of like age of industry, military industrial complex. Non-essential items and personnel prohibited here. Well lit and a complex infrastructure. High-tech industry and development, bridge system, high elevation, a catwalk, stealth operation, stealth operative. And again, I think this is where those planes were going back to. I think that's where these attackers are from. This is it, or maybe where they, if anybody survived, maybe I don't know, but I don't know that they brought anybody back here. I think they just blew them out of the sky and came home. High resolve, like bridge of the Enterprise. Okay, evolution of mankind. That's probably okay. Like okay, good guys now. Okay, underground lair. So show me what's noteworthy here. An attack. An explosive discharge. High stakes. Avionics weapons discharge. Depleted. AOL signal, like something to do with weapons, like you're not ready yet. A weapons installation. Like expedited with haste. Derelict spacecraft, which could be just noise. AOL signal, weapons ready. Energy converter. Okay, stage 4.5. I'm getting voices over radio or intercom. Landing procedures. This place is busy and industrious. Land-based. An attack squad. AOL, armed to the teeth. Underground city. Collaborative. Okay, what's... Okay, optimum position for tasking resolution. Okay, so interstellar warfare. This could be noise. Compromised structural integrity. Casualties. AOL signal, like this is what you signed up for. Okay. Super soldier mentality. I have a Harrier jet, an F-15. This idea of debrief in a hostile environment. AOL signal, like a flyby. Exotic and experimental aircraft. And the fight goes on. So then I go again. AOL, subsurface explosion. Once you go through the target a few times, you say, like, you might as well just go straight to stage 4 because some of this shit applies. But, okay, so, radioactive. This, okay, so an aerial assault. Shaky. Yeah, and I couldn't figure out if this was like water or what the fuck, but I felt there was something below here. AOL break, giant plumes. Okay. Discretionary. I feel something is happening above me. Intelligence. blue. AOL, war effort, a destructive alliance. AOL, we just can't have that. This feels empirical. Insurgency, like deep earth vibrations. Radioactive, reverberating. A blast zone. Structures here has a very high tolerance to heat. AOL, Doppler radar. Show me the relation to primary subject, target, and event. Justified. Like a just act. Like the man who pushed the button. Imprinted. Duty bound. Cracked hull. AOL warrior race. So the picture that I'm getting in my head is like, you know, a white Aryan, like blonde person. You know, like that's the picture in my head. This act of expulsion. Super Soldier Alliance. AOL signal, request approved, like planning an attack. This guy's proud to serve. He says, take it down. World affairs, a government asset. This guy is unnerved by this. Disturbing news. War criminal. At this point in time, it's like, it's almost like, now to me, it was almost like somebody important, in my mind, like the AOL, it would, or not, I don't know, it was almost like the presidential decree to take this thing out. But it probably, just somebody important maybe, I don't know. But I got the sense this guy was like a war criminal. It's disturbing news. You've been warned. Message not received. Preliminary action. It's a discretionary act. Government asset. Again, I've got these plumes. Like, hands are tied here. Okay, so the Air Force. Aerial assault. Booming sounds. Crashing sounds. Weather-related. Perfect opportunity. 3 plumes. Sleeper cells, like burning them out. It's an act of aggression. This feels to be a war that has been going on for a long time. Like a war being fought underground. Governmental asset. It's the person. Election. Decree. It's a subject. Law-abiding citizens. Scapegoating. Martial law status. Topic. Subscribe. Following. I'm getting the sense of going along with the narrative. There's indestructible materials. AOL, like daisy cutters. Bombs. This feels calibrated. Insurgency. This idea of resolve. Deep. AOL hybrid nation. Reserve status. So, again, and I don't know if this is underwater or what, but I am getting this huge underground complex. Armed to the teeth. Like an ancient mining facility. This feels like a cover-up operation. Like, blow this up before people see it. Reconnaissance. Like deep below Earth's crust. That was my signal. Okay, multi-level. Oh, Ancient Earth Alliance. AOL signal. Is it done? An executive order. AOL signal. Orders to execute. This peace treaty. So stage 5 peace treaty. I got a contract. Objectives, negotiation, trust, stealth operations, collusion, rejection, hidden agenda, and proprietary knowledge. Stage 5, stay out of sight. Stay off the radar. expansion. Animal signal, like getting carried away. A massive upheaval, like no longer welcome. Second-class citizens. A deterrent. Take care of this now before it gets out of hand. Power surge. Advocate. The broken treaty. Conditions null and void. Egregious act. I sense the surging. Like no reasoning with them. Warmongering. Like a presidential decree. I get a sense of a basin. Like feral creatures. Okay, so calamity. Like a congressionary act. So target is an event involving life form, structure, land, and an aerial assault. This is one. There's one mail that feels pertinent and primary to the target event. First session, picking up on structures and dynamic action. A stealth operative and an operator. There is a subsurface aspect to this target event. Underground environment feels large and ornate. Masonic symbology surrounds me here. Alabaster and weapons of mass destruction here. Intelligence. Earth and a global phenomena is associated with this target event. There is a dominant force here. Research and uprising. A existential threat associated with this. The impressions of deterrent seem significant to this act. Someone here feels estranged and sad, as well as feelings of defiance. Perturbation, a burned shelter here. People here feel indigenous to the area, a feeling of reluctance. The underground structure feels centralized, highly guarded, and has atmospheric conditioning. By page 18, I felt like I was being warned by someone. I feel there is an interplanetary adjustment associated with this target event. A timetable and a disclosure is relevant to this event. I feel this act was made in haste. There is extremely exotic and powerful weaponry here. There is heat-resistant aspects to these structures. Plumes. I detect 3 plumes at this target event. Again, a high tolerance for heat here. This feels discreet. I get a radio silence, discretion, consequence, and a viable solution associated with this target event. There is ultrasonic weaponry here. This feels reactionary, a human burden. Feelings of being estranged, more tangibles, oscilloscope, a ready room, and the sense of a tactical advantage. There are people in the subsurface structures living in isolation. Industrious, holographic interfaces, Masonic tapestries, and the military-industrial complex are all part of this target. Non-essential items and personnel are prohibited here. This place feels well lit with a complex infrastructure. High-tech industry and development happening here. A bridge system. Again, stealth operation. High resolve and the sense of the evolution of mankind. I sense an attack here, an explosive discharge. This feels like high stakes here. Picking up on a weapons installation, avionics, and weapons discharge. I'm getting voices over a radio. This place feels very busy and industrious. Impressions of an attack squad and a collaborative effort. Casualties associated with interstellar warfare, a compromised structural integrity, a Harrier jet, an F-15, a debrief, and a hostile environment here. Exotic and experimental aircraft. Last past the target, I am picking up on a destructive alliance. Aryan, hybrid, and super soldier seems relevant. This has an empirical feel. Radioactive. This is an insurgency, a blast zone here. Individuals here feel duty-bound, a warrior race. There is a hull and a derelict spacecraft here. A super soldier alliance, world affairs, government asset, disturbing news, and a war criminal. Oh, there's more. There is a preliminary action associated with this target event. A discretionary act and the Air Force are involved with this aerial assault. Again, 3 plumes and an act of aggression. This event relates to a war effort that has been going on very discreetly for a very long time. Indestructible materials here. a calibrated insurgency. I am picking up on reconnaissance and a cover-up. This target pertains to an ancient Earth alliance and an executive order. I sense expansion and a massive upheaval, a broken treaty, an egregious act, and warmongering. End session. So that's what I got, guys. And, as always, it's remote viewing, so you carry noise with you along the way. I invite you to, task it out to your friends. See what you guys got. That's what I got. And I'd love to hear what you got or what your team gets. So please let me know, and we'll catch you next time.